What's going on, everybody? Hold on. It's Elliot Scott. I gotta fix some shit. What's going on, everybody? It's Barry Dating Coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, how do you actually go about pulling away, giving him the space, so on and so forth to create that value? You always hear me talking about pulling away, and I got, well, God damn. And I got women saying in the comments, okay, what does it actually look like? What am I actually doing? What do you actually mean? Okay, so we're going to go over that today. Before we even get started, if you can, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. Also, in my description is my free ebook, 254 pages, absolutely free. Absolutely free. Talks about everything we talk about in my videos. And, of course, a session with yours truly. If you want to get some personal one-on-one time with me, then just click those links below. So, I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't do first. And there's this other dating coach out there. I'm not going to call him out. He's pretty damn big. And he has this rule of 21 days. Now, I do not agree with that. And I want to go why, or I want to go over why I don't agree with that. And then that kind of will transition or give me a little segue into what I think you should do and why it works. 21 days, in my opinion, is way, way, way too long. If you are a couple, if you were an actual couple, boyfriend, girlfriend, like official, like he actually says, yeah, like he acknowledges you as his girlfriend, right? Then it might, all caps, might be okay because you are a little more valuable in his eyes, right? You're probably a number one priority. He knows you're not a risk because he knows what you're coming with, right? He knows the red flags, the pros, the cons. You know, he has that emotional, that physical connection. You're already pre-qualified in a way. Like he already, he doesn't have to win you over all over again, right? Like he knows that there was attraction there, so it's easy to come back, okay? So if you're a couple, then I would say that's a great idea. However, I'm going to give you the reasons why it's not a great idea to wait that long. Number one, you have to remember. I tell a lot of my clients this, that you have to be empathetic. You have to put yourself in the guy's shoes. And guys are not mind readers. He does not know that you're like, you might be marking down on a damn calendar literally 21 days. He does not know that. Day one to him might be the last day, right? Like day one to him, he knows, he's thinking the same thing as day 21, as day 51, whatever. It doesn't matter that you're gone, okay? Like you're gone, you're out of here. He doesn't know in 21 days you're going to reach out again, okay? So a lot can happen in those 21 days, which leads me to my second thing. If he's a decent guy, and I say decent like me, right? Like I'm not, oh my freaking God, sexy, but yeah, I am. Who am I kidding? But no. I'm not gonna cut that out. I make this shit raw. But for the most part, if you're just an average guy, like I would say myself, you're just an everyday Joe. I could pull some game, ladies. I'm not gonna lie, I could pull some game. And if it's 21 days, you don't know what I'm gonna do, especially after a breakup. I have a video out there somewhere about a man's perspective after a breakup, like how men handle breakups. And a lot of the times you have to remember his ego is damaged. Like he wants to boost that ego, so he's going to find a way to do it. And again, he doesn't know 21 days is 21 days, okay? He's going to go out and do his thing. So if he's a decent looking guy with a decent personality, then he's going to have prospects. You don't want that. 21 days is a huge gap. You do not want that, okay? And thirdly, of course, which is I really want you to focus on this because this can go with a lot of things, not just, give him space. But this is very important, okay? When you are in a relationship, especially in the beginning, you are in what I call a visual stage, which means if you watch my stuff enough, I always talk about, screw the texting, limit the texting, and get the date. Always worry about getting the date. Always worry about seeing him in person. Always worry about winning him in person. And the reason for that is, if we're talking about if you're not in an official relationship, like you've just been going out a couple times and then you started pulling away. Guys are very visual. And the relationship's very shallow right now. You don't have that strong rapport, that strong chemistry. Even though you feel something, you don't have all that emotion as if you were a couple for 6 months of a year, 2 years. just have all that time and energy and stuff invested in each other. You're very shallow still, the relationship. And to get the most stimulation out of it, you have to be visual. You have to be in front of the person. Because the guys are providers and satisfiers. They love seeing how you react and act to their progression, to what they do. You know, they like seeing your smile. They like seeing like, hey, I made her do that. You know, guys love that. And not only are we, guys pretty much visual shallow pigs. You know, he likes to look at you. And out of sight, out of mind is a thing in the beginning stages. So you do kind of have to, see him. I'm not gonna say often because I don't want you guys to get an idea that you get to see and text him every day. But you have to win him. I always say limit the quantity and focus on the quality. You have to win him over when you see him, because you get it's the very beginning. You get the most stimulation visually when you're in person. Guys like to be providers and satisfiers, so you cannot wait 21 days. You're in a very shallow state of the relationship. You have to win him over in person. So, that being said, what does pulling away look like first? Okay, I tell you all pulling away, pull away, let him do this, let him do that. What do I actually mean? People ask for examples. To me, pulling away means doing less, okay? But if you want something more specific, I would literally pull out and let the guy I would initiate. It depends, okay? If the guy stands you up, I would say that's an out, but I know you guys don't like hearing that. So when I say pull out, I would say the guy does the contacting, the guy does the pursuing, the guy makes the date, the guy does this, the guy does that, yada, yada. He does 100% of it, okay? And I would say in the beginning, if he doesn't do something for 4 days, then that's when you can come back and say something to him and try to remember, the goal is to get that visual date, to get him in person, okay? That's the goal. You can reach out 4 days and do that. Now, if he says yes, great, make the definite date, minimal flirting in between, and then go on the actual dates. Rinse and repeat. Now, if he says no or does not counter offer, says no, I can't do it Saturday, but what about Sunday morning? If he says something like that, that's great. But if he says no and doesn't give you a counter offer, then you sit back and you wait another 4 days. Now, if you reach out again and he says the same thing, no, then you're out. You pull out 100%. He does 100% of the texting, pursuing, reaching out, all the grand things, okay? And you know what? A lot of women don't like this, but because they're afraid, like, what if he doesn't reach out? Well, if he doesn't reach out, then he's not interested. They always reach out eventually. We just give enough time. It could be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I just had a girl reach out to me today who I haven't talked to in 6-7 months, okay? Now, I didn't really respond because, what am I going to say to her? I'm not even in the same place. But you know what I mean. They always reach out. So that's how you have to do it. 21 days is too long. I'd say about 4 or 5 days if you're not in an official relationship. If you're just talking, dating, only a couple of dates, you're interested in him and he's pulling away, do that, okay? Wait 4 days, say something, see how he reacts, and then kind of move your game plan around accordingly. But of course, 21 days is way too long. 14 days is that's still long, because again, the guys are visual. You're in a visual stage. The providers are satisfiers. They want to see you. They want to see what happens. You build the most chemistry and stimulation visually. You're in a very shallow stage. Guys do not have any type of connection to you. You have to remember that, okay? So with that being said, I love you, ladies. Take care. Please don't chase a guy. It's not worth it. It only does more harm than good. Give him some space if things are going off the deep end. I love you. Take care. Have a good one.